Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here. We are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Friday, Payday, March 24th slate of NBA action. Super excited to dive into it. We do have actually a pretty decent slate of basketball on today. We have a lot of games and a lot of good spots to target. So before we go ahead and dive into that, I did just want to go ahead and say that we are still currently on the road to 12,000 subscribers. So we are super close. We're less than 100 subscribers away at the time of recording this video. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do, and thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute world to me, so much more than you guys will ever know. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into a quick recap as of yesterday. Man, we went 1-2. We ended our hot streak after a whopping 5-day hot streak of 5 days of profits, but we did end up giving back just a little bit today, and man, today was weird. Today was a very weird day in the NBA, and I knew that it was a short slate, but we were so incredibly close on our two losses. So let's go ahead and talk about those. First, the win that we did end up having. We did end up having Markelle Fultz under 16.5 points versus the Knicks. I was worried about this one because Mitchell Robinson randomly got listed as questionable throughout the day, and I was like, oh, that was kind of the main reason why we took his under, was because Mitchell Robinson was going to be down there blocking shots, and I was like, oh, if he's out, I don't love this news as much. I tweeted about that as well, which is another reason why you guys should go follow my Twitter. But nonetheless, Mitchell Robinson ended up playing in this game, and Markelle Fultz finished with 10 points. So if you guys did have a same-game parlay, I know Calling Our Shot did, he had a same-game parlay of Markelle Fultz to get 10 points. He finishes right at 10 points, so he gets that 10 points, and then after that does not score another bucket. Then we did end up having our first loss. We had Jared Allen over 10.5 rebounds versus Brooklyn. I saw plenty of interactions on Twitter on this one, so I know how everybody's feeling. They're feeling the exact same way as me, but man, Jared Allen after the first quarter only had 1 rebound. Going into the fourth quarter, Jared Allen had 10 rebounds. So at the very beginning in the first quarter, he only ended up having 1 rebound that whole first quarter. Then he ended up ramping things up in the second and the third quarter, bringing him right to 10. And then for some reason, throughout the fourth quarter, the Cavaliers did not play him until about 5 minutes left in the game, which is, okay, whatever. Then he doesn't grab another rebound all game long. And it almost went into overtime, but Isaac Okoro ends up hitting a game-winning shot. It was super electric, super exciting, but man, I really wish we would have won this one. If you went with the double-double prop, it was definitely more safe. Congrats on that one. I probably should have done that, but I just thought that the rebounds, I thought he could get to 11. I really did. But that one we ended up losing that one. Then we had our other loss. We had SGA over 31.5 points versus the Clippers, minus 105. This one, I can't really explain it. He had 19 points in the first half. He was killing it. There was no doubt about it. Going into the fourth quarter, he had 30 points. Does not play a single minute in the fourth quarter. I don't know if it was like when the fourth quarter started, they were only down by 10 points. So why wasn't he in the game? I don't know. I know that a lot of times he usually comes in right around the 8-minute mark. That didn't happen in this game. They sat him the whole fourth quarter, and now it looks like he is listed as he will probably play for today's game, which is as of the 24th. So maybe they were just resting him for the rest of that game so that way he could play next game. I don't know. It was weird, definitely weird. Both of our losses were extremely strange, but absolutely no excuses. We ended up losing those bets. We finished our hot streak, We ended up going 1-2. Hopefully we can bounce back today. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's plays. Really quick, before I dive into them, I did just want to go ahead and say that as of right now, we don't have a ton of lines up yet. So I do have 3 plays, but I'll more than likely be adding either 1 or 2 more because of how big the slate is. So make sure you guys do go ahead and follow me on Twitter. You guys can find all my plays on my Twitter. And make sure you guys do go ahead and check the pinned comment section before NBA ends up tipping off so you guys can see any added plays that I do end up having. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into our first official play of the day. We are going with De'Aaron Fox over 26.5 points here versus the Phoenix Suns at minus 110 odds. Now, the main reason why I like this so much is because there is no DeAndre Ayton in this game. That takes away so much rim protection from this Phoenix Suns team. They give up a ton of paint points without DeAndre Ayton in there, which is why we ended up taking Shea the other night, because there was no there was no DeAndre Ayton in there, and he ends up hitting the over for us. So I love the spot here for De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, while he can shoot the ball and he has been a much better shooter than what he was in the past, he's definitely thrives when he gets to the rim, beats his defender, and finishes at the rim. So I love the spot here, and he is coming off of a 29-minute blowout versus the Boston Celtics, where he only played those 29 minutes, and he ended up having a really bad game. I think he finished with 18 in that one. I think that he is due for a bounce back. The Kings, while they have been absolutely tremendous over the course of the entire season, I think over 2 of their last 3 games have kind of been blowouts, so I think that they are looking to make a statement here versus a very good Phoenix team. I know that they're banged up right now, but I do think they look to make a statement. And also the Suns do allow the 11th most points per game to opposing point guards in general. Chris Paul, at his age, is just not necessarily a tremendous defender, and now that you're taking away their best rim protector, I think that does speak a lot of volume. I think that De'Aaron Fox has a great night tonight. I think that you could even ladder this up to 30 at whatever the plus value is, and I think it'd still be a good play. So I really do like this one here for our first official play of the day. De'Aaron Fox over 26.5 points here versus Phoenix Suns at -110 odds. Now for our second official play of the day, we're going with Deni Avdija over 21.5 points plus rebounds here versus the Spurs at -120 odds. Now I already talked about this on my Twitter while I was watching their last game versus the Denver Nuggets. Deni Avdija in the starting lineup is always going to be a great option. First off, he's going to be playing 30 minutes. There is no Kyle Kuzma in this game. There is no Bradley Beal in this game. And he is going to be in that starting rotation at that small forward position. So, what I love most about it is he has been extremely aggressive when it comes to attacking the basket here recently, and he's going up against the Spurs. That's almost one of the most perfect matchups in all of basketball. They allow the 2nd most points per game and the 7th most rebounds per game to that small forward position. I love the spot here, and in his last 2 starts with no Kuzma and with no Bradley Beal, he's had 25 and 24 points plus rebounds in the last 2 games. And the first one was versus Orlando, and I know Orlando's not necessarily the most tremendous defense, but they're definitely better than what the Spurs are currently, and it was against Denver. Denver's one of the best defenses in the league, one of the best overall teams in the league, and he still ended up having a really good game versus them. So I do think that this speaks a lot of volume, and in his last 11 games that he's seen 30 plus minutes, he's hit the over in 9 out of his last 11, and I think he hits the over again today. Like when it comes to minutes, I think he at least gets 30, so I love the spot here. I think that he does have a really big night, so that is going to be our second official play of the day. Deni Avdija over 21.5 points plus rebounds here versus the Spurs at -120 odds. Now for our third and final official play of the day, as of right now, as I mentioned, there will probably be added plays in the pinned comment section and on my Twitter, but for right now, it is going to be Kelly Olynyk over 10.5 rebounds plus assists here versus Milwaukee at -105 odds. Now, if you don't have this player combo, which it is currently on FanDuel and it is currently on DraftKings, but just in case if you guys don't have it, personally, I would lean his rebounds. I know it sounds crazy versus the Bucks, but just wait until you guys hear some of the stats that I do end up reading off. But I do think he has a pretty good night rebounding the basketball. I think his line's set to 6.5, which he has hit in like 4 straight games. So I do like that one as well. It's plus 105, I think it is. But I think the safer option here is the rebounds plus assists. So now let's go ahead and talk about it. So he has gone over in 4 straight games, so that speaks a lot of volume. And Lauri Markkanen is going to be out of this game. Obviously, we love Lauri Markkanen. We literally have his jersey right over here. I love Lauri Markkanen, but he is going to be out of this game with a hand injury. So with that being said, in his last 4 games without Lauri Markkanen, Kelly Olynyk has blown out this line. He's been very solid. And when it comes to the Bucks, surprisingly, they're a pretty good matchup here, especially to these 2 stats that we are going to be targeting. They allow the 6th most rebounds per game to that power forward position and the 2nd most assists per game in the last 7 games. They've given up a lot of rebounds and a lot of assists to that power forward position, and I think that we see a similar situation here. I know that Walker Kessler, his line was there, and I was thinking about it, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to fall for that trap again. But I really do like Kelly Olynyk here. I think that he is going to be playing a lot of minutes. He's going to be doing a lot of that dirty work. Rudy Gay was injured last game too, which could lead to even more minutes for Kelly Olynyk. Also, Kelly Olynyk is averaging the same amount of assists per game to a T, but he is also averaging slightly more rebounds per game at home. So I love the spot here. I think that he is going to have a tremendous night. I love the spot for Kelly Olynyk. He's gotten 10 rebounds multiple times. So if he even accidentally gets an assist, you're looking at an over. So I love the spot here for Kelly Olynyk. That is going to be our third and final play of the day. Kelly Olynyk over 10.5 rebounds plus assists versus Milwaukee at minus 105 odds. Now I'm going to talk about two leans that I do have as of right now. Of course, I don't know what the lines are. That could change everything. So as of right now, one lean that I do like is Fred VanVleet under. Now, I know we were talking about taking his over last game, but if Scotty Barnes is back in the rotation versus the Pistons, I think that Fred VanVleet does end up going over. Not only is Scotty Barnes going to be taking shots away from him, but I think this game gets to be a blowout, and I don't think that they play the same run. And with that being said, I think Fred VanVleet is going to be much more of a distributor, trying to get Scotty Barnes back in the rotation, try to get his feet back under him, and guys like Gary Trent too. Gary Trent Jr. is also listed as questionable. So with that being said, I don't think that Fred VanVleet has a great night tonight. Another lean that I did have was Nikola Vucevic over in points versus Portland. Obviously, Portland gives up a ton of points. I know that Walker Kessler showed us 2 nights ago that, you can still be bad against the Portland Trailblazers, but Vucevic, I think, has a really good matchup, and I think that he is going to be able to get over his points line. It's usually set around like 16.5. If it's similar to that or even up to like 18.5, I do like his over. I think he drops 20 today. So those are our two leans of the day. Fred VanVleet under and Vucevic over. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are still currently on the road to 12,000 subscribers. We are less than 100 subscribers away at the time of recording this video. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys are subbed. But that's going to do it for me. This is King Center signing out. Peace.